Hello there, this is Tony and welcome back to BorderlineHR. So, your favorite borderline has called you their favorite person or FP. What does that mean? First, let's try to define FP, as it doesn't have a definition in the medical sense, but comes from the borderline community itself. I would say NFP is someone we are idealizing and being hyperfixated on, someone who can make or break our day. We want to spend all our time with them, but if they are busy and can't, we feel abandoned and get depressed or angry. It's possible to have more than one FP, even though I've never had more than two at the same time. Being an FP is not limited to being the partner of a person with borderline personality disorder. NFP can also be just a friend. I'd say because of its intensity, having NFP is one of the most challenging aspects of borderline personality disorder. The feeling of being with our FP reaches down to our very core and can feel exhilarating. From what people have told me, it's pretty intense for the person being the FP too. Here are some quotes from other people with BPD describing their experience with having a favorite person. A favorite person is the calm part in the storm, the low energy vibration person that can level you out just by existing. A favorite person can also be the one who we hold up high and try to emulate. The favorite person is the one who makes us feel happy, also can be the one who we lash out at and feel the worst about it because we don't want them to leave. You definitely put the person on a pedestal. He or she is the absolute perfect being and no one else can match it. You sacrifice yourself for the person to the point of giving up on yourself. Ignore when it's not returned, unless the person makes it very clear to you. And if they do, your world burns. It's like being in love without the romantic wishes. Platonic love. You might not even know the person very well, but you still idolize them so much. You create your own image of who they are, so for you, they become exactly who you need. They're like my drug. Whenever I get their attention, I'm happy for a while, but when I don't, it's like the world's falling apart and I don't know what to do. So we share with you way more than with others. We idolize and idealize you, adore you, compliment you all the time, want to be around you a lot, and your words carry a lot more weight than those of a non-FP do, in both the positive and negative sense. Since we all have abandonment issues and trauma, we will need your reassurance a lot, and you and your words, actions and inactions will have a direct, sudden, and heavy impact on how we feel. Chances of us giving up on you are very, very slim unless you massively trigger us or send us away. But we will act out if you do not reassure us as a reaction to the pain and anxiety. The assurance to say that you do still love or like us helps in ways that many probably won't even understand. For example, for me, if there's an unexpected silence and I can't logically think of a reason why the silence is there, why they are not angry with me, why the silence hasn't anything to do with me, I tend to assume that I did something wrong, which keeps on ricocheting in my head until it fills it out almost completely. This doesn't really have a lot to do with how much I trust them per se, but I've noticed that if the status quo remains for long enough, my BPD tends to get a bit calmer around them. Giving and trying so much, having someone become so important to you, can create a strong unbalance in the relationship, which can be grounds for a lot of conflict, as both need to put in effort to make it work, especially in the long run. Our challenge in this is to accept that sometimes you just don't have the time we'd like you to have for us, to try and control our expectations, and to continuously check and change them if they're unrealistic, to give you your space, to communicate openly and honestly about our problems, and manage the waves as best we can. When we get out of balance, we need to calm ourselves and then try to restore it. As I can't speak out of experience when it comes to being someone's FP, I've prepared some quotes from people who are or were someone's favorite person. Being a favorite person to someone with BPD is typically far more than simply acting as a best friend or trusted confidant. It can be complex, intense, flattering, mystifying, and highly rewarding. It's learning what borderline personality disorder means for your friend and your friend alone, understanding the condition as a whole, but immersing yourself in their constellation of symptoms to get a better grasp on their reality. It's seeing their condition and their humanity in tandem, knowing that mental illness is an integral piece of the incredible person your friend is. It's rejecting tired stereotypes and educating others about what living with BPD truly means. Being a favorite person to a friend with borderline personality disorder is often laughter and love, heartache and tears. Being a favorite person is knowing that throughout the struggles you've weathered alongside your friend, you forged a powerful connection with them, a bond strong enough to last a lifetime. Everything you do affects them, but 10 times more. It can be confusing and disorienting, but at the same time, it's one of the most fulfilling things I have ever experienced. Never has someone seen and accepted me so hard. But in turn, I had to accept that I shared some responsibility for her mental state, more than what I'd carry for others, and that's pretty scary at first. But the longer we went like this, and with the help of a therapist, we managed to balance things out. To me, it was worth it. This intense form of relationship can lead into a codependence if both involved aren't careful enough of it. Self harm, suicidal ideations, and suicide attempts can occur, especially if a breakup happens. And to the FP, this can lead to them not being able to set healthy boundaries and cause them to feel trapped or clung to and break the relationship off. Favorite persons usually know that the person would do anything for them, meaning almost literally anything, because BPD is generally based on abandonment experiences. We don't want to lose anyone close to us, especially not someone we've grown so close to. FPs can exploit this, and this can lead to dangerous situations. In the worst cases, this reinforces an internal monologue most of us have, that in order to keep people we love in our lives, we must bend ourselves to their will, which is obviously not true. So, like in most cases when we talk about borderline personality disorder, communication is uber important. It can be helpful to try and create a safe space where grievances can be aired without the fear of abandonment from the person with BPD and without the fear of being attacked or lashed out against from the favorite person. I suggest both of them try NVC. I've made a video about it. If you want to learn more about it, I'll link it here, as it's proven to de escalate many difficult situations. In stress situations, try talking instead of texting if possible, as texting doesn't give you clues like the tone of voice if you don't happen to roleplay during texting, which, as I'm told, not a lot of people are doing. So, talking on the phone can really help. Talk with each other about your needs and wishes for the relationship and try to find common ground. Maybe the person with BPD already knows some little tweaks you can try to make it more enjoyable for the both of you. For example, I get way more relaxed if I already know a date for the next time I'll be able to see my FP. It gives me a security that directly translates into my behavior. Also, I need to be able to ask reassurance questions without getting any flack for it. These questions can be something like, hey, is everything okay? You haven't messaged me in a while. Is everything alright? Stuff like that. Also, very important is for both of you to try and be patient with the other one. Accept that this is a work in progress and that there will be some inevitable bumps on the road that you both chose to travel together. Many FPs try everything they can to be there for their favorite borderliner, but as much as they matter, you matter too. If you can't do everything or don't want to do everything, you don't have to do everything. Put in boundaries, say what you're comfortable talking about or doing and what you aren't. The same goes for the BPD side of things. You don't have to be as perfect as you perceive them to be worthy of their love or attention. Their relationship with you doesn't define you as a person, even though it sometimes can feel like it. Visualizing this can help you take the edge off sometimes, so I suggest you practice it. I'm gonna sound like an old record on repeat here, but the first thing I have to mention here is, of course, therapy. A good DBT therapist can help you immensely in dealing with the waves of emotion and provide you a safety net and guidance for the relationship as well as generally in life. You need to build your sense of self and confront negative assumptions about yourself. Think about who you are, what you like, what makes you you. Ask your friends how they perceive you. Accept that you do have a worth and that you're not defined by this relationship. Practice and focus these thoughts. Respect the boundaries set by your FP. This should be self-explanatory. Be respectful of agreements made. Be careful of black and white assumptions, as our brains tend to like to think in black and white, which isn't really helpful. Examples for black and white assumptions would be, they're going to leave me forever, they hate me, they're the worst. It's also very important that you try to go and have other friends besides your favorite person. It's easy to give everything and anything to your favorite person because you treat them in a way that you would like to be treated yourself. However, it's a lot of pressure on a single human being to hold up the expectations of being a favorite person, and you're going to need other friends to balance out the intensity. As you can see, being or having a favorite person can be a real emotional roller coaster. But if both try and work on it, it can become a wonderful relationship. I wish all of you wonderful FPs and all of you wonderful people suffering from BPD all the best from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching. Do you have any questions you'd like me to answer, or borderline related topics you'd want me to cover, or experiences you'd like to share? The comment section is yours. Please also don't forget to save the like and subscribe button from their respective feelings of abandonment, and see you next time. Be kind to one another.